Hey, what's up,
There
man?
we are. There we are. What's happening?
Another week in the books, man. That's what's happening. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm doing awesome, man. The weather here was great. I'm guessing it was sub-zero up there.
Terrible, terrible,
Terrible.
terrible
Okay,
week
good to
so
know.
far. Rain on Monday, snow on Wednesday. Got a good day on Tuesday. What do you do?
Yeah, man. You guys
Right?
you're coming on seasons here, right? On hunting season?
Yeah, dude. So today I'm watching out back, and this is the thing. My wife, when I say, "Oh my God, there's a buck," right? I can see it.
Mm.
It's a couple hundred yards out behind my house, but right where I'm washing dishes. I said, that's a buck. So I'm going to look for my binoculars. She opens up the curtains and looks out the back door and she says, "Oh my Lord, Paul." And if she can see antlers from that far, I know this is a big deer. And I put the
Yeah.
glasses up on this thing. And this new phone, like it's got 3 different cameras. So I'm trying to get a picture through the binoculars, but each camera I put on there, it doesn't want to focus inside the binoculars. So it switches to a different camera. So it didn't work
Yeah, I know
out
what
so
you
well.
mean. That
But this
sucks.
thing's big. This thing is big, and I'm hoping it's around. Next Wednesday is the shotgun opener in my zone. We can't use rifles, so it's a shotgun opener, um, November the 15th.
Well, you can
And
shoot
I
with a
am
bow,
looking.
right?
I can, yeah. I have a crossbow. I
Okay.
don't use it very much. I don't use
All
it
right.
very often. I mean, it's sighted in, it's ready to go, but today was just a bad day for anybody to be out there, except
Yeah.
I'm going to show you something. And anybody who's actually viewing this thing along with us, my older brother, Matt, shot this dandy buck this afternoon. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty.
they got these trail cameras out now that they're cellular, and I have one. So it's set up out in the woods. It takes a picture and it can send it right to a phone, right? So he's been watching this deer for probably 2 years, letting it grow. And I don't know. I would have to say this deer's at least 4.5 years old, maybe 5.5 years old. But it came in today a little before dark, and he was able to put a nice kill shot on it.
All right,
Beautiful
man.
buck. Yeah,
Absolutely. It's
for
harvest
sure.
time.
I know. It's in the air. It's
Yeah,
in
man.
the air. I seen a thing on Instagram. A group, a guy sent a picture, or it was actually a video. Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't. But it was in Colorado, and the guy's driving through the subdivision,
Hmm.
and there's just elk everywhere. Like not standing, not running, just laying in this subdivision in everybody's front yard. Like
Wow.
not one or two. I'm talking tens of 20s, if not 50 plus elk just lined in these people's front yards, just hanging out. Just hanging out. Couldn't
Dang.
believe it.
Dang, man. Just like, I don't even know. Bust out the machine gun and
Dude, no doubt. Elk
clean
is so
house.
good. It is so good. Elk is.
That's
It's
wild, man.
it's different than whitetail. It's just a different flavor. It's delicious.
That's cool,
If
man.
anybody's
Yeah,
never had any, it's delicious.
I've not had it. I see.
Elk, no,
I've done venison. I've done rabbit. What else? I think I've done
we do a lot of rabbit hunting.
emu and ostrich.
Never done those.
And bison, but I've not done elk.
Bison. My boss has a bison farm,
Oh,
and
no kidding.
yeah, um, and he gives out, to the guys all kinds of meat, roast and steaks and burger. That's some good stuff too.
Heck
Real
yeah,
good
man.
stuff. He's
Very
actually into
cool.
breeding them. A lot of money into breeding them, I guess.
Telling you, livestock, man. That's where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Step your
No
game up,
kidding.
Paulie.
Yeah, right. No, I need more. I need more acreage than that.
Yeah, I know. For
I'm happy
bison,
with what I got. Watching a few deer here and there.
there
That's
you
good
go.
enough. It's
Free
good
range
enough.
stuff.
Yeah. No
All
fences
right,
needed.
folks, for the viewers, for the listeners, make sure you get on the cruciblelive.com, or it's actually cruciblelive.com. That's the
Yep.
website. Sign up for the mailing list. Also on Instagram at the Crucible Podcast, or on YouTube, it's going to be at the Crucible Podcast. Subscribe to all three of those. You get entered to win 5 ounces of silver, and hopefully that'll be running soon. But it is a milestone, so we'll get there.
We're gaining slowly on the YouTube channel.
Oh,
Gaining slowly, which is a good thing.
growing. Yeah, for
It's
sure,
a
for
good
sure.
thing. It's a good thing. It's catching on. I sent you a picture today from a Instagram account that was watching us. So that's something cool.
It's exciting, for real.
It was was it last week's? Yeah, it was last week's episode. So it's
Yeah.
cool.
All right, man. So today we're going to start by talking about some US Mint stuff, right?
Ooh,
You
my
got something
favorite
in the mail
topic.
today. Yeah, you
I,
love the
I
US
did.
Mint.
It was funny. It was funny because we said, well, let's talk about something about the U.S. Mint because what's going on this week. And actually, the day this is airing, they could possibly be sold out by now. By the time somebody is listening to this, if you're listening to it on Thursday, the release, the very first time done by the U.S. Mint, is a reverse proof Morgan and Peace silver dollar. And I had mentioned and took some screenshots, put it on Instagram, put it on YouTube, that hey, at 2:30 in the morning, the U.S. Mint withdrew funds from my credit card. Did they do this to anybody else? And I think you put a comment on there. Yep, they got me for 700 that I forgot I even applied for these damn things for.
Yeah,
so
man.
That's kind of what we wanted to for sure wanted to bring up was how long ago was that you actually subscribed to these things? It had to have been back 2022, possibly. I don't know.
Right. So it was certainly before we moved to this house. We moved in September of last year. So it's been at least 14 months?
Yeah.
At least. I would say probably closer to like 16, maybe 18 months ago that the initial whatever subscription for that coin.
And as much as I talk about them, I wish I knew. I could go back and find out, but I don't know the exact date that you were able to subscribe for these things. But it caught you by surprise.
Very much. Pants down and everything, man.
Yeah, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't regret it. I moved some funds around, no big deal. And I'm sure it's going to be a nice flip, especially since, like you're saying, it's the first time that they're doing reverse proof on the Morgan and Peace.
It is. And there's talk that the U.S. Mint official 2024 product schedule is out, and the product schedule is showing reverse proof coins for these Morgan and Peace dollars as a subscription for 2024 again. Now, a lot of people that I've seen talk, just via YouTube, not so much on Facebook or even Instagram, but they turned their coins back in before the actual, they did it 6 days prior to the release that they were taking funds. Typically it's 3 days. With this being such a hot release, they're calling it, that they wanted to do it sooner to make sure everything went smooth. And they let us know that they did let us know that via email, if you were subscribed to these, that these were going to be coming out about 6 days prior. And that's when they came out, the funds came out. But people were turning their subscriptions back in because, well, if they're doing them in 2023, they're doing them in 2024. It's just, they're not going to make any money on these things anymore. And maybe you won't, maybe you will, but the first year they did them is 2023. And with any collectible, one of the best ones to own is the first one. That's where the history is. If anything, history is being made by that coin. Call it a remake, call it whatever you want. No, you're not going to go to the bar and spend it. No, you're not going to flip it to somebody for a bale of hay. You can, but that's not how they're spent anymore. So yeah, there's no historical value as far as they were actually used as money, but there's still a historical value. Is this has never been done ever before.
Yeah.
Ever. And it's a reverse proof strike. Who doesn't love a reverse proof strike?
It's the best.
So
absolutely
I'm just
the best.
Flipping through this thing. It's their holiday catalog. It's basically everything that's been put out, but the very first page is their Christmas ornaments. You can get a coin and it'll come in a little ornament holder. So it is cool. They don't send you very much literature in the mail. Maybe once or twice a year, but it's cool to flip through and see what's what. Proof sets, all that good stuff.
For sure. Good stuff, man.
As far as, there's really nothing in here about 2024 at all. But
I guess we'll find out. I'm sure they're going to come out with some cool stuff. I always like their Liberty coin that comes out, the gold and silver.
Yeah, no doubt.
Liberty always
no
looks
doubt.
nice.
The gold is for sure, like they got it advertised in here, 2865. You want to pick one of those up.
2865.
The
They
silver
bumped the
medal
price
is
up.
$82.
Yeah, it's not too crazy, but yeah, 28's that's a steep
That's a steep premium.
steep premium, man.
Yeah, dude.
But gold's gone up, so I guess it's a little less now than it was
has,
2 months ago.
And they base their premium, and that price will increase on their website via the price of gold. Silver kind of just hangs tight as where it at as far as a collectible, but
Right.
the gold is based on spot and where it goes up and down from there. Will it come down? I doubt it'll come down on the website. Once it's set there, I mean, it's pretty much set there.
Yeah, they don't bring it down, man.
Oh, would you?
No. Jack it up, man. Let's go.
Yeah, we sold them all. Just remelt them. Just melt them.
Melt them down. Well, I know they do that from time to time with the Eagles. They'll have some Eagles in storage, and they'll just melt them down and make a new year of issue.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about something fun. This is going to be a where is it now or where are they now? Kind of nostalgia from, I think you and I talked, we're both, kids of the 80s/90s. Yeah.
Our memories come from late 80s, our good memories, I guess, younger memories, late 80s, early 90s, and then you get into the 2000s. We actually did a show on that. You were showing me different clothing styles, right?
From the decades.
And I had to guess which kind of decade. I thought I did pretty good on those. I might have got one or two wrong, but so it's kind of like that, like stuff from that era. And what happened? Either where are they, or what happened to that stuff? Will we ever see it again?
Right.
Time will tell. Do you want to start us off, or do you want me to start us off?
Well, I think I have one more than you do, so I guess I'll go first. This is kind of like a combination one here. So he's been in the news a bit lately, and he's not too irrelevant, but he's definitely a product of the 80s, 90s. Here we have Mr. Bruce Willis.
All right, that looks like a picture from Die Hard.
Yeah, it is his Die Hard picture. You know what's been going on with him lately, correct?
I haven't kept up. It's not. Is it cancer?
It's not. It's some other kind of degenerative disease that it's like
it's affecting
similar
his motor skills.
Yes. Yeah. It's like dementia of some sort. And basically he's been degrading to the point to where just recently they said he can't even speak.
Nonverbal. So I did read that. I read that.
He is nonverbal. So within that category, and the reason I bring him up is because probably he's the most relevant that you would think of that happened to somebody in Hollywood. But there's somebody else who is also a product of the 80s/90s. Picture's a little blurry, but do you remember Selma Blair?
Oh, vaguely.
Cruel Intentions.
There you go.
She was in. Do you remember Hellboy?
No, but I guess I'm gonna remember her from Cruel Intentions.
Okay, so she was,
that was a good movie.
Attractive young lady, and then she, kind of was just taken off in her career. And she, if I'm not mistaken, she got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2018. She's actually 51 years old now.
Okay.
So that disease in itself degenerates the nervous system over time. But she's actually been in remission since 2021. She still has some random muscle convulsions that she can't really control. But where she's at now, she started to create what she calls an adaptive clothing line. So think of it this way. This is like clothing that's meant to be made easy for people with any kind of like muscular
to get on, get off, possibly.
Yeah. So instead of like buttons that you have to sit there and mess with, they're magnets, things like that. So and her line's available on QVC.
Okay.
So just to throw a little bit more in there, more detail, more info. Take a stab at her net worth today. Considering she stopped acting a while ago, we're going to just take a stab at the net worth.
I'm going to say the clothing line is doing well. I'm going to say 16 million. No, more
all right.
than that.
All right. It's 6 million, but
6
million. I mean, you got the 6 right. So very good, man.
Well,
very
close.
Good.
A little off. Yeah. She probably wishes 16 million.
I'd wish to have 16 million.
Me too.
All right, Paulie, you're up, man. You're up. Go ahead.
All right, dude. So I don't know if many are going to remember this logo right here.
Yeah, that was the clear stuff, right?
That was the clear stuff. So this is clear, well, Crystal Pepsi, and it was brought out to be a different kind of cola, a caffeine-free cola still. Have that cola vibe to it from Pepsi. The US and Canada 92 to 94. And it just didn't hold. It didn't, what's the word I'm looking for there? It didn't
There was
appeal to
no
the cola
market
drinkers.
penetration.
Yeah. So basically what that tasted like, picture a Sprite without the lemon lime flavor.
So soda water.
Yeah, it's like soda water, right?
Yeah, with a little bit of sugar.
Yeah. But okay, so that had a very excuse me, very, very short run, 92 to 94. They tried to have a small comeback in the 2010s with a big market, well, online presence is what they tried to do, but that was only available in the UK and Australia. So they tried to bring it back, revive it, not even revamp it, but revive it. And what I wanted to do, and I didn't, and maybe you could look it up quick, but is I used to look them up and I don't remember what they're actually selling for on eBay right now, because you can still buy bottles like this on eBay as a collector's item, but I believe they still go for a pretty good chunk of change. But that was back in the 90s. And I remember drinking those things and thinking, I don't know, this ain't no Pepsi, that's for sure. But their TV commercials would be, at the time, young, beautiful singers or actresses, and the classic Pepsi commercial where they're, giving that crisp, refreshing ending to it.
Yep.
But yeah, it didn't stick around, and it's gone.
So I'm seeing prices on eBay anywhere from $15 from Canada to $3.50 for a 6-pack.
All
So
right,
yeah,
so
you're not kidding. It's kind of spread in there, but yeah, there's definitely a market for it, I guess.
a collector's market, possibly. Yeah. Would I go buy one? No.
Yeah, sold prices I'm seeing on average about $30 for the Crystal Pepsi
For a bottle, or is that a 6-pack?
for a single bottle.
Single bottle. Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah. Good
So
stuff,
that's where I want to start off with something like that. That was it popped in my head just like that for some reason. I said, I remember those. Where are they? Well, they
Did you used to drink? You used to drink the Crystal Pepsis?
Yeah, I remember going up to the store and buying them, because it was a new thing, and we would go up, and they were caffeine free, not like a regular Pepsi where it's just chock full of caffeine.
Yeah. Are you a Pepsi or Coke person?
We are Pepsi here.
Oh,
we are Pepsi here. We go out to eat. My wife loves Diet Pepsi, and it'll be Diet Pepsi or Diet Cherry Pepsi, right? And if we go to a restaurant and they don't have it, she gives that Diet Coke. Come on.
Yeah. See, I'm the opposite, man. I'll take a Coke any day over a
Will
Pepsi.
ya?
I'll do a Pepsi if that's all they've got.
See, and I can't drink. I just don't like the regular, I guess, full blend Pepsi. I'll have a Diet Pepsi every once in a while here, but I'm not. I don't drink very much soda pop anymore.
That's good, man.
Once in a great while, but like I said, Diet Pepsi, we have them. I'll crack one open, ice cold too. Ice cold is good. But
I did have.
We got a bunch
Pepsi
of mini
today.
fridges. We got a bunch of mini refrigerators in the bar area, and like my parents used to own a bar, right? So I'm used to stocking coolers constantly, moving the old stock forward, putting the new cans in the back, putting the old cans back in, keeping them full so the refrigerator runs right, so it's constantly not having to run and keep stuff cold that's already in there. So we have everything from A&W root beer to Pepsi, Verner's, Dr. Pepper's, Sprite, Orange, all kinds of stuff for anybody and everybody. No Coke.
You know what my favorite drink was when I was probably, I don't know, in my teens. I used to love RC Cola.
Ooh, Royal
remember
Crown
that?
Cola.
Royal Crown Cola. Yeah, that's the one, man.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Another one just popped in my head. Surge. You remember Surge?
Surge was like, wasn't that like Mountain Dew? It was like
high
bad for you.
voltage. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
something.
real bad.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Well, here I am
Surge.
drinking Prime energy drinks.
Same thing. No. No, RC
Oh
Cola was good,
man.
but I feel like there was some other ones that kind of faded over the years that were also really good. I can't think of them off the top, but yeah, if you're in the chat, go ahead, throw some of your favorite sodas in.
Yeah, definitely. Throw them in there. Another one that just popped in my head was the glass Gatorade bottles. Now that is one that I looked up, and those are very expensive to find and buy. But
Oh yeah,
remember those? It was an old glass bottle, like heavy duty too, like not just thin glass. Like this stuff was thick, and it was a sports drink. We bought them off the rack. I remember doing it. I'm like thinking now, like these were glass bottles. Now everything's plastic. But I'm like, we used to walk around with these things, never broke one ever, never dropped it, never had an accident with one that I can remember. But yeah, glass Gatorade bottles. It was
that's
crazy.
wild. They have one brand of soda here. It's like local to North Carolina. I don't know if they export it too far out of the state. You ever heard of cheer wine?
No.
Yeah, that's
No.
like everybody loves it. Like my brother lives in Virginia. When he comes down here, he like stocks up on cheer wine. So I'm
That's kind
pretty
of like
sure they're
Fago here.
yeah.
It's just a Michigan product, and
Okay.
I could get down on some Fago cream soda, dude. Like that's a good flavor.
All right
But
on. I
you ever
never
hear
heard of it.
ICP? You ever hear the
Yeah.
band ICP?
Yeah.
Like they're very raunchy. That
Yeah.
I think we can agree with that.
Yep.
But they promoted Fago, and they still do. And Fago would never give them a deal
No kidding.
because of how raunchy they are. And they anything that, I mean, they're dumping this stuff on their heads at concerts and throwing bottles out. That was all paid for by them. And I watched a YouTube video on it. Yeah, I couldn't believe that when he said
Wild.
they would never give us the time or day. Well,
It's wild.
yeah.
All right, I got one for you, man.
What you
If
got?
I say the name Tom Anderson, what do you think of?
Yes, Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? Mr. Anderson, the Matrix.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm actually talking about this Tom. Again, blurry photo. It's I mean,
He looks familiar.
he should look familiar. He's your first friend. Think hard. Who's
friend.
Tom? Your first friend on MySpace.
Oh, geez, really?
You remember him?
That's where it's from.
Yeah, so that's why the picture's blurry too, because it was the profile photo for Tom Anderson of MySpace. He created MySpace, and anybody who logged in for the first time, you would have Tom as your very first friend.
Here you go. That's how long that's been. MySpace.
And MySpace, man, he got bought out. So he sold MySpace in 2008 for 580 million. Small amount of money back in 08. I mean, that's a good chunk of change.
No, that's
right?
a big chunk of change back in 08.
Yeah. So today he's a world traveler and photographer, right? You can find him on Instagram actually at MySpace Tom, and you'll see a lot of his photography. It's actually really good at MySpace Tom. So he started photography after attending a Burning Man. I don't know if you've heard of Burning Man, right? The music festival.
Refresh me. Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's like an electronic dance music festival, but they have like other types too.
Right.
Yeah, and they have girls that are scantily clad and guys that are dressed up like peacocks and stuff like that. Whatever. Crazy stuff, right? Crazy things go down there. So, anyways, he attended Burning Man, kind of got involved in the scene and started taking photographs. And when he went back home and he started going through his photographs, he realized that he actually really enjoyed that whole process, of photography. So now he's a world traveler. He likes doing that. And he just goes everywhere and does it. And his photographs are really good, man. They're really nice. Again, guess his net worth right now. Starting from 580 million. Remember, that was his.
It was 580 million.
580 million. What's his net worth today?
Is it higher or lower?
It's lower.
Lower.
he spent. So he's
burned through quite a bit. Yeah, he's traveling, but you never know. I mean, pictures are awfully expensive depending on who you're selling them to. 100 mil.
60.
60. Man, he
So
burned
he's
through a lot of it. He
burned
got that
through a
Bugatti.
lot.
He
He's
got the
living a good
Bugatti.
life, man. And I can't blame him.
Ow, who? Yeah, no doubt. Is he married?
I would imagine so. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
didn't see that.
580
So,
million.
by the way,
Little traveler.
these quotes on the price. Why you trying to see if he's single? You trying to get
No,
hooked
no, 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 no. I'm just trying to
up?
think. Back in '08, I'm just trying to put ages together. I mean, you're single at the time, shit, man. You'd probably still be
Yep.
single. Or
So
where all your money go?
all of these money quotes, right? Their net worth is from
Yeah.
like celebritynetworth.com or something like that.
Okay.
So I can't verify that anything beyond where I pulled these numbers from. So
If it's higher than
just
what it actually is, we got you.
yeah, it might be higher.
No, if we're saying the number higher than it actually is, we're making you
Oh
sound
yeah,
good. Might be a little less too.
that's right. Give us a shout out, Tom,
Yeah, right.
my first
Right.
friend.
Well, I got a name for you, man.
Do it.
What about Rob Van Winkle?
Why do I want to say Rip Van Winkle? Rob Van Winkle. No, I got nothing.
Okay, how about that picture?
Yeah, it's bringing something back, something boy bandy, maybe something that I didn't
Come
listen
on, dude. You're trying to tell me you don't know who that
to.
is? Don't act tough. Don't act tough.
Is that
Who is
Vanilla
it?
Ice?
Yeah, bro. That's
Okay,
Vanilla Ice.
that's so funny. I
Ice,
feel like I was just listening to this the other day on the radio,
you know when it
and
comes on, you ain't turning it. You're just turning it up.
that's funny, man. That's
Okay.
funny.
So, for those of you who do not know who Vanilla Ice is, he became famous for a song. Do you know the name of the song?
I'm gonna take a stab at it here.
Oh, no.
Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah, buddy. You got her. Ice Ice Baby. That was released back in 1990. Okay. He became very, very successful with that song and his dance moves and everything else. Fun fact about Ice Ice Baby is he actually wrote that when he was 16 years old.
Hmm.
And that was back in 1983. The song and his kind of career did not take off till he was 23 in 1990 when he actually released that song. And it was based on something that actually went down to him that he saw. And that's what made him write that song. But like many others, and this is him today at 56 years old, his career slowly started dwindling. Having money issues, being drugs and alcohol and ladies. And there's so many like this dude, but he's so iconic with that song. That he started going back into what he loved to do, really, was riding jet skis and motocross. And then he really didn't, you're getting older. You can't keep doing that stuff. So living in Florida, he started a company, doing remodeling of houses and, flipping houses, buying them
Mhm.
for cheap. Well, he lost a bunch of money doing that as well. Now, today, Vanilla Ice is selling light fixtures under the brand, I've got it written down here, Capital Lighting, Vanilla Ice Lighting. Apparently doing very well. Now, I don't have a net value like you have, but he does have a very catchy catch line. Could you guess what that kind of catch line is for his lighting business?
Lights, lights, baby.
Did you just look that up?
No, it's off the
That's what
dome.
it
That's what
is.
I would call it.
That's what it is. That's his catchphrase for selling these light fixtures. Apparently doing very well with stuff like that in South Florida is where he's at, and he's been for
No
quite a few
kidding.
years now. Yeah.
That's wild. I'm pretty sure I bought light fixtures when I lived in South Florida. Maybe I bought them off of him.
It's
Because I
possible.
remember I had a gigantic lava lamp. I'm talking this thing was like 2.5 feet tall, just this
Yeah.
massive thing. And I needed a special bulb for it that could actually heat up the whole bottle. And I
That was
called
the
like
thing with those.
50
That
different
was the thing with
stores.
those.
Yeah. Yeah, I called like 50 different stores, not 50, maybe like 10 different stores, trying to find the right trying to find the right place that would have it. Nobody had it because nobody makes those incandescent bulbs anymore. Everything's
Yeah,
LED.
yeah.
It's
I got
crazy.
closet's full of them, flipping them.
Yeah, right. You could bring them
Wish.
back. Bring them back, man. Hey,
So yeah, I mean,
Go back to that
which
first
one?
photo of him.
Right here.
Look at that flawless hairline. I'm jealous of
And
that.
believe it or not, there was another one, and I should have grabbed it, but he turns his head, and you know what he's got shaved in the sides of his head. And I mean, I remember having these probably because I saw him with them. You
What
remember
was it?
steps? You remember those steps that people used to
Oh
have?
yeah,
It'd be like lines that kind of flowed back but stepped
yeah,
up and
yeah.
down.
That's funny.
Yeah, dude. And then you got him here.
Right
And he
on.
did
Yeah, he.
try, like he has that song, right? Like that's the song. He tried to make a rock and roll version of it. He's all tatted up now, just not where you could, if he's got to present himself because he is some type of a businessman, he's still presentable, right? Like you don't see no tattoos on his neck and his face and his hands and all
Right.
that good stuff. All his stuff is coverable if needed. But I mean, dude's fully tatted now.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Vanilla
All right,
Ice baby.
I got a guy for you right here. I'm just going to drop the picture. You tell me what you think of.
All right. Oh, that's my bike, punk.
That's my bike.
That's my
What you
bike,
got on my
punk.
40?
I don't know his real name, but that's Debo, man.
Debo. Yeah, so Tommy Lister Jr. from Friday. And he was actually also in Fifth Element. And
He
I
played
want to
Zeus.
say,
He played Zeus in a movie too.
did he?
It was like a wrestler. It was a
Okay.
wrestler named Zeus.
And I feel like
Yep.
he played a Klingon in a Star Trek movie or something like that also.
He
It's
probably could
possible.
have.
All right. So, anyways, so he started as a professional wrestler. That's how he started his career. And in the movie Friday, they were actually looking for somebody to kind of play the role of a gigantic, scary black guy
Yeah.
from Compton or wherever they were from. And they were going with football players, and none of the football players kind of had it. But since wrestling is a little bit, it's almost like acting, right? It's kind of like acting. So
Yes, for
they
sure.
they brought him in, and he played the part, and he landed the role, and from there he started his career. So he actually died 3 years ago, 2020, of
Oh, he
cardiovascular
did.
disease. Yeah, he's
Oh, I did
not
not
with
know
us
that.
anymore.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
So with this extensive career and very unique look, tell me what you think his net worth at time of death was.
Oh man. I don't remember him much after Friday. Shoot, man. 4 million.
100,000.
100,000.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, dude. Where was
Yeah.
he from? Did it say?
I believe he was in Los Angeles.
Was he in California?
I think he was. Yeah.
100,000. Shoot, dang.
Yeah.
How
I
old did you
mean,
say he was? How old did you say he was?
60
When he
something.
passed?
Hold on.
60
I'll
something?
pull that. 62.
62. Young still,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Young.
medical bills will kill you. Medical bills
Well, true. Yeah,
is what it is.
that's nuts. That's nuts. Yeah, but that was a good movie. I mean, he was the stereotypical hood gangsta, gonna come
That's
take
right.
your stuff. Gonna come take your stuff. Guys
He,
tucking their chains in. I just tucked
yeah.
mine in.
You know,
No, you find it.
it coined the phrase "getting deboed."
Yeah.
When
Oh, yeah.
when you get robbed, you got deboed.
We still talk about it at work every once in a while. There's a guy and we just recite lines, something from the movie.
Yep.
I just took mine in, he says. Snatch that necklace right off him. Oh shoot. Everybody should know what this is.
What's that?
Right?
I don't know.
You
what
see
that
that?
is. Which
You
one
can't
are we
make that
talking
out?
about?
You see that picture?
I see people. They look like
Does
superheroes.
it spell something out?
Marvel. Yeah, Marvel.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Try
Marvel, man.
Marvel. Try
Marvel.
Marvel. Big company. Would you agree with that? Huge
Huge
company.
franchise. Yeah.
Founded in 1939. Doing a little research on it, I didn't realize it was founded that many years ago. 1939 by Martin Goodman, and it was actually called Timely Comics. By 1951, it became Atlas Comics. The Marvel era didn't begin until 10 years later with the launch of Fantastic Four and the superheroes known today still by Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and some others, right? It was bought by who?
Oh, who didn't buy it? I think it well, currently it's under Disney.
Yes, meaning currently, right? So yeah, it's under Disney. Countless comics and cards and action figures, movies and TV shows and lunchboxes and everything you could possibly think of. What do you think that small little company from 1939 is valued at today, still around today, all these years later? I see you typing. Are you
No,
looking it up?
I'm not searching. I'm not. 250 mil.
250 mil. I'm going to give you one more try. And you are very, very low.
1.2 bill.
All right. 2 strikes, you're out. The value estimated today, and this was as of October of 2023, the Marvel brand is valued at $53 billion.
53.
$53 billion.
That's
that
a
brand.
big number, dude. That's a big number.
And a lot of that come from that mind right there.
That's so wild.
Mr. Marvel himself, Stan Lee, right?
That's a cool card too.
I know it is. That was when John kind of talked me into buying that one. It was something I wanted, but I didn't want it just as a regular card, but I wanted it graded.
Yeah.
And so I bought the damn thing. It's cool. It sits right. It's right here. Every time I record, it's right there. It's on my camera tripod, looking at me. It's cool. It's cool as can be. And we lost Stanley not too long ago, but
yeah.
What a mind! What a mind that guy had. All that stuff, all those superheroes, man.
You know, I had a video go viral a while back, and I guess it's by my definition of viral. It's like 700,000 views on TikTok. Yeah, it didn't break a million, but it was close, like 700 and some change.
Okay.
So it was about.
I'm lucky to get 700.
It was about this, and I hope I'm uploading the right GIF. This was what I was just pulling up a second ago.
Oh, okay.
This is right here, Mickey Mouse with the Infinity Stones, and he's adding, DC, Star Wars. He's got like all these.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he owns, Mickey. No, Disney owns Marvel. They own, all these Fox. They own all these different little companies. They're not little companies, but they own all of them. And the problem is, before they own them, all of these different characters that were under the Marvel umbrella, the rights to those characters belong to different companies. So if you look at like all the X-Men characters, they were only those movies were only ever made by Fox because Fox owned the right to them. So you wouldn't see, X-Men characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And Sony owned Spider-Man and all related Spider-Man characters. So you wouldn't see Spider-Man characters in X-Men, like Venom, etc. But now that all of that is under the same umbrella of Disney, minus Sony, they'll lend out Spider-Man here and there. But now that it's all under the same umbrella, that was the premise of my video, that they needed a way to tie them all together and be able to bring all the characters in under that umbrella, because before they were in different universes. So that's where the whole conversation about what Loki was a discussion of the multiverse and all the different branched realities, and how you could have, in this reality, you could have all the X-Men, and in this reality, you could have all the Avengers, and Spider-Man and all of his people, and then they were bringing them together. So my
Okay.
prediction for that was before any of those other movies came out that actually brought that to life. So it's kind of neat how that came to fruition.
Yeah, no
After the
doubt.
fact, all of that did come true. It's pretty
After
cool.
you saying all that, I didn't even realize most of the stuff you said.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
nuts.
sweet. So in alignment, talking about a little bit about Marvel, I do have a little bit to mention about
What you
Marvel here.
got?
Let's see if I can find this photo. Let's start with, I don't think I uploaded it. All right, I'm going to start with this guy on the left. You,
Loki.
you know who he is? No, on the left.
Oh, on the left. No, looks like a very, very skinny Jackie Chan.
So his name is Ki Hui Kwan. All right. And you might
Okay.
remember him from Indiana Jones.
Ah,
You might remember him from Goonies.
is that who that is? From their Goonies is better.
Yeah, yep.
No doubt.
So he's from both of them. Anyways, so he what else? What else? He was also in.
Nice.
So he went off the scene. He went off of. He wasn't on any movies or anything for a very long time, probably like
Okay.
25, 30 years, and he just came back into the scene for a movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once. Have you seen that one?
It sounds familiar. It sounds familiar. No, I haven't seen it.
It's not a Marvel movie, but it's kind of like that, where they talk about multiverse and multiple realities and da da da,
Okay.
all that stuff. Fascinating movie, really interesting concept. I'll tell you, there's a scene in the movie that just for the scene you have to watch the movie. It is a butt plug fight scene,
Oh, geez.
and you have to watch it. I'm not gonna spoil how that plays out because
All
it's
right, I'm writing it down.
everything everywhere all at once.
Everything. All
It
at
is
once.
the wildest movie ever, but it's actually really good. Anyways, fantastic movie. So I'm actually not talking about him. It's awesome to see that he, now he's in Loki. He's Ouroboros in Loki, so he's like back in the scene, which is stinking
Sure.
cool. So this isn't about him, but in alignment with, what we were. Oh yeah, this is him from Goonies.
Yes, Goonies. Yep.
All right, so you got that from Goonies. So his partner from Goonies, this guy. You remember this
Okay.
guy? You know who that
Yeah.
is? That's Chunk.
Chunk. It's stuck on the tip of my tongue. Chunk.
All right, so I'm gonna leave that playing for a second. So you got Chunk doing his little
Yeah.
belly roll scene. That's great.
Yeah,
So
no doubt.
Chunk's real name is Jeff Cohen. All right, so he was a child actor, and when he was a child actor, he was overweight. And what he said was that in Hollywood, there was only about 5 fat kids, and they would always only cast them for fat kid roles. So
Right.
once he hit puberty, he actually started growing out of his fat really quick, and he got like
Was
average sized person, and
yeah.
he no
Yeah.
longer got any roles. So he had to start doing something else. So he actually became an entertainment lawyer,
All
and
right.
he's also authored several books on business in Hollywood. And the interesting thing is, fast forward to just a couple years ago, this is him on the right.
Damn.
He actually was the representing lawyer for the guy on the left for Everything Everywhere All at Once for
His buddy
Quan,
from the movie.
his buddy from, and
Looks
what was his name in? So you had Chunk,
I've been trying to
and
think of it. I can't. Somebody in the chat will know it.
it wasn't
Goonies.
Gizmo. It was something like a radio, or no, Data. That was his
Data.
name. Yeah. So,
That looks
anyways,
nothing like him.
no, like Chunk, it doesn't look anything
Looks
like him.
good.
All right, so Jeff Cohen's net worth. Any guesses?
Jack Cohen's net worth being a lawyer, you said, or
Yeah, lawyer and book author,
lawyer
former
book
child
author.
actor.
Gosh, man. I was surprised that the Debo 100,000. But this
Yeah.
guy's still out and about making cash. I'll give him anywhere from 60 to 75 million.
All right. Again, not my numbers. 4 million.
Wow, I'm way off on that.
Well, it's hard to tell, man. It's
4
really
million
hard to
doesn't
tell
seem like a
sometimes.
lot of money though anymore. You know,
It
that's
doesn't.
why
No,
I'm kind of going big here, but
there's a
4
lot
million
of
does not
scratchers
sound
that
like
are way higher than 4 million.
yeah, dude.
Okay, how
But
about Quan?
they just give away $1 billion on the mega or the Powerball.
That's right.
I mean, come on. Quan?
Yeah, what's Quan at? Oh,
He's got
by
to
the
be
way,
ready.
so the number that I have for Quan, by the way,
Uh-huh.
is right around the time of Everything Everywhere All at Once. So it doesn't include anything from Loki.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say he didn't do much until that Everywhere, Everything All at Once. I'm gonna give him 550,000.
2 mil. He's at 2 mil.
He's at
So
2 mil. There you
yeah,
go.
it's not too bad. Not too bad.
Guy had a nice savings account.
That's right.
Maybe invested in gold and silver. Who knows?
Maybe he did. He's a smart man. He would have.
Yeah, right. No doubt. No doubt. Wow, that was something. That little chunk dancing around to that grown up man. Son of a rip.
This guy.
Yeah, that dude right there. All right, what I got next is actually one of my childhood favorite snacks that I would like to take to school and was very disappointed when I found out that they weren't available anymore. Well, they still are available, just depending on how you want to go about getting them. Do you know what those?
Dunkaroos.
Yeah, bro.
What's the song? Sing the song.
I don't remember it. I don't remember it. But there's there was a show I was going to bring up. Remember the show DuckTales?
Of course.
Right. That one is almost embedded in my head. That theme song.
DuckTales. Ooh.
Woo.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So Dunkaroos, man, I mean, anybody that grew up in our age group and maybe even a little bit older, or maybe bought them for their own kids, were just a sugar cookie dipping them in icing. They had the what's shown here: vanilla with sprinkles, chocolate chip, peanut butter, cinnamon, and they were discontinued in 2012. Come out like I'm talking about mid 90s, and had a good run, but owned by General Mills, the food company, right?
There's Betty Crocker right there.
They got rid of them or discontinued them because they wanted to go to more nutritious snacking in 2012. So they come with the brand Nature Valley. Nature Valley is basically fruit bars, grain bars, stuff like that. Stuff that's still not really healthy for you because it's all processed, and really anything that's processed really isn't good for us, but a lot less unhealthy than this sugary goodness of the Dunkaroo. Now, back in 2020, and the only reason I would say, now this isn't 100% factual, but the world kind of shut down in 2020 and people had nothing better to do but sit around and surf the internet. And backed by popular demand in chat rooms were the Dunkaroo that you could buy online via Walmart or Amazon. I haven't seen them in my local Walmart. I'm sure if I searched Amazon, they would pop right up and I could buy a box of them, maybe just for nostalgia. I don't even know if I would want to get into them and eat them, but they were delicious.
That's amazing. Yeah, I was actually just doing some background work right here, and check that out. You can get them on eBay.
Right, there you go, right on eBay. eBay's got it all, man.
eBay's got everything. I'm old school, man.
eBay's got it all.
That's right, man. That's freaking cool.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, yeah, that was the last thing that kind of come to my head. I was trying to mix in food and drink, and there it was.
All right, I got one for you. I got this one, and then I think are you out after this?
I'm out.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm just going to speed through these next two.
All right.
There was once upon a time a band named Aqua. They were like a Euro pop.
Okay, they look Euro.
Yeah, it was a Danish-Norwegian band. They actually came out with the song Barbie Girl.
Yes.
You remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a Barbie girl.
There you go.
Barbie, yeah.
So some history on them. They were formed under the name Joy Speed, but then later renamed themselves Aqua. Then in December of 2000, they were sued by Mattel. And it was over damages to the Barbie reputation due to the severe double entendre of their song. Like
Yeah.
you can brush my hair, undress me everywhere, and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. So anyways, they got sued. As it turned out, the lawyer kind of threw it out. They were like, whatever. It's not even. It's not even about your dolls. It's just a song.
Yeah.
Whatever. So
Right.
nothing came of it. Fast forward, Barbie movie comes out. And in 2023, they actually ended up collaborating with Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice for the Barbie world and for the Barbie movie's soundtrack. So there's also, I got a couple of other photos for you. So this would be, yeah, that's these
Oh, there you
girls.
go.
There's
Yeah.
these girls. And then there's also another one, Ava Max. I don't know if you've heard this one.
Not your Barbie
Um,
girl. No, I haven't.
but she samples the song as well. So the folks from Aqua are still in it. They're still making money. So it's pretty neat to see that.
Making
After
royalties off that, right?
making royalties. And it's
Off the mix of it. Yeah.
Yep, and it's interesting to see that after so many years. And I think we're finding that a little bit more common nowadays, where people are. Oh, I don't have that last photo. People are looking at older songs from back in the day,
Yeah.
and they want to. I guess they want to connect with that nostalgia. So like the Barbie girl song, but there's another one. I don't know if you remember that Kate Bush song, "Running Up That Hill."
No. No.
Okay, so it was a Kate Bush song from the 80s, and it was popular back then and then dropped off the face of the earth. Obviously, you haven't heard it,
No.
which
No, I haven't.
which means you don't
I
know
mean,
the
maybe I
song.
have. I just don't know the name. I don't know the song. If I heard it, maybe I would recognize it. But
It's possible, right? I will attest that when I heard it in the show Stranger Things, I had
okay.
not recognized it before, but I liked the song, and it came back with a vengeance. And Kate Bush, thankfully, owned all the rights to that song,
Ooh.
so she made royalty bank off of that.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's kind of nice to see that when that happens. So, in this case, Aqua has made about 175K since the release of the Barbie movie. Again,
Okay.
these numbers might be dated by a month or two, but it's still kind of cool. Whereas Kate Bush has made about 2.5 million since being featured
Whoa.
in Stranger Things.
No
Do you
doubt.
imagine that? Like you made something, say
And then all of a sudden
35
the
years
check shows
ago,
up,
and all of a sudden the money starts rolling in just in
starts
time for
rolling in.
retirement.
Yeah,
You
right.
know?
Right. No
How
doubt.
nice is that?
I wanted to touch on what you were talking about, how they're sampling or using pieces of music now and kind of bringing them back. Well, you think about anything like Puff Daddy did, like
Uh-huh.
that was all old stuff, and he just took bits and
Oh yeah.
pieces of it and made new music out of it and made millions upon millions of dollars. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
sure paid some type of royalties to all those artists that made that music before him. I mean, Eminem did a lot. Kid Rock does it a lot. He made that mix. I think he used Sweet Home Alabama and that I don't know the name of the song, but it might be called Werewolves of London. It's two different mixes in that song of it's not All Summer Long. What the hell is the name of it? It could be All Summer Long. It could be All Summer Long. But good song, but made from different music.
Yeah. It's all about the sampling. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no
There
doubt.
was actually oh, what was that one? It was one of those rap melodies that is like notoriously a rap melody where actually it was made by you ever seen NCIS?
Yeah,
You remember the guy
love that show.
Ducky, the
Yeah,
forensic whatever, the
yeah.
doctor. So he actually used to like DJ and make music.
Really?
And he made the melody that was for like it's been used several times in many rap songs.
I'd like to know.
Yeah, I'll
Like
have
to
to look it
know.
up for you. I'll have to look
Yeah,
it up for you.
for sure.
All right, here we
No,
go.
that's interesting. He
Last
doesn't seem
one.
like the type. Hey, girl.
Do you know who that is?
That I do know who that is. I
What's
don't
what's
know her name, but that is.
what's she
Just
from?
give me a second. I know where she's from. She's from the Wonder Years.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
And in the Wonder Years, her name was, and I don't even know her real name, but her name in the Wonder Years was, what was it? What was it?
Winnie.
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 Cooper.
Winnie Cooper. Hey, you got the
Yeah.
last name.
Yeah.
So she, nothing too crazy on her. She started acting as a child, and now she's 48 years old. So she's a little bit older than me. Still acting on small screens films. I think she just
Okay.
did a Christmas movie or something like that, probably Hallmark Channel stuff last year. And I think she was featured in
dig it.
Big Bang Theory once upon a time somewhere. But yeah, her current status is she and her family moved to Tennessee from Los Angeles. She'd lived in Southern California her entire life and
Right.
just wanted to get away from, that city life. And she actually said in an interview that a lot of her Hollywood friends, a lot of her, California people are moving towards either Tennessee or somewhere out in the middle of nowhere where they can just escape and feel the four seasons and actually, get away from the hectic, in and out of SoCal life.
I don't, I mean, I get it, but I just, the cost of living there is crazy. I don't know how someone could afford to live there or even afford to be a bum there.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Who didn't have a crush on Winnie Cooper?
Couldn't tell you, man.
Tell me, right?
This is her today, by the way.
That's her today.
Yeah. Doesn't look too
So,
different.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. Thoughts on net worth?
Oh man. I've been so high. I've been so high in every single one of them. I'm gonna feel bad if it's higher than this, but 2 million.
It is higher.
Yeah, there you go.
The one time.
Why wouldn't it be? 12 million.
Less. It's 8 million right
8
now.
million. All right.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, that's what we have today, man. That's the show.
That worked out damn good. That's all I can say. We have a excellent, well, not that they're not all excellent, plan for next week. It is going to be a good one as well.
Drum roll.
No doubt. Yeah, we're gonna have a great conversation.
Yeah, stay tuned. It'll be good. Guys, again, don't forget cruciblelive.com. Get on that mailing list. The Crucible Podcast on Instagram, and on YouTube, it's the Crucible-podcast.
All right, everybody, we will see you next week.